All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the start of a special series. And it's not really that special, but we are going to be using one of our season tickets, and we are going to be doing a beginner series, more or less, and showing all of you guys how to play DK, because that is the one I specialize in. And for anyone who's interested in learning how to do that, I guess I could give you tips and tricks, and then we'll play both Succession and Awakening. But I also wanted to see what it's like as a beginner, going through the leveling up phase and all of this other stuff. So I thought of what I could do to keep it like beginner friendly and not use all the things I already have. But I think instead of doing that, I think that would be a lot more information and stuff that I have to remember. So what I'm gonna do instead is everything I do is I'm gonna try to explain why I do it and make it so whether you're a beginner or not, or you're just trying to learn how to play DK, I think this will be helpful for you guys, so you guys can learn everything and just understand why I chose and why I'm doing certain things. So when it comes to like enhancing gear and everything, I will have a little bit of an advantage just because the account has like more adventure journals and stuff already done. But one thing that I wanted to do is try to not use too many like pay to win things, and but mostly just overall experience it from a new player perspective. And hopefully the series will go on for a while, and with the whole evergreen season, which is like endless, there's really no reason for me to like end the series until I'm really done. I guess that's when it's like full pen or something, but I don't know. So I'll do my best to overall explain my thought process of pretty much everything I do on my seasonal character. And as you guys know, my main already 65 DK, so I do know what I'm doing more or less. But for the sake of starting out level 1, let's do this. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy the series with me, and maybe you'll learn a lot of as well. So we are going to skip the tutorial and all that stuff. If you want to watch it, just play it for yourself, or you can watch do everything. And I've always made a comment on this one. When you start out, I believe you actually have to do these all on one character before you can unlock everything. But I would always say start with Ancient Stone Chamber, whether you're a new player or a veteran, just because your ultimate goal is to basically level up and experience everything for the first time, especially if you're a new player. And even if you're not, it's a lot easier to just start here than the other places. Land in the Morning Light is the newest region they have, and basically if you just want to do like a 300 and 400 quest line chain, you could do that. I don't think it's really easy for beginners because it's not really leveling, it's more of like a huge quest chain. I didn't think it was bad. It's just like, it's not something a beginner would do. And even though it says recommended for veterans, it's kind of like tedious. You don't learn the game mechanics doing this. And Mountain of Eternal Winter, I've done it before as a beginner, but I just don't think it's like, it's just kind of out of the way. And you could do it, there's no problem, but especially if you're a new player, probably not it. So just start at Ancient Stone Chamber. And especially if you're a veteran player, you have the well unlocked, so you're good. So yeah, I will be using like buffs and stuff. I'll explain what to get and how to get it as well. But I'm not going to be dropping like hundreds of billions of silver on a seasonal character. So I just want to keep it a little bit beginner friendly as well for you guys. All right, let's see. Okay. Summon the Black Spirit. So a few things I will be doing that a few other people won't have is I'll be using the infinite potions. But the thing is, like, they're not really difficult to get either, to the point where if you just have to buy regular potions, it's fine. Chances are, when you're on season, you don't even need infinite potions. You barely even need potions in general on seasons, depending on what you're doing. But for the sake of just doing that, I'm gonna have them. And I think even if you are a new player, they're not really super hard to get either, so. Okay, this is going to be a bonus because you just kind of have it, so. Anyway, let's see. As a new player, what do we do? I'll be skipping a lot of this story, but I just wanted to just go about showing you everything and mostly just see what it's like as a new player. If I were to start out again, what would I do? But using the knowledge I have right now. So first of all, as a new player, what would you be doing if I literally started for the first time? All right, first of all, go into your UI settings, mess around with all your settings, make sure to line up everything as you would, make sure to turn on the main quest if you can. Also, what I would do as a beginner, mess with the settings menu, especially the quick slots and everything, action keys, everything, set your jumps and everything. Jump I have here. C stance, I have that. What are some other things that I would recommend to people? Yeah, when you're a new player, turn off all the alerts and mess with all of these, especially the alerts, because these are all on by default. And guess what? A new player does not need to see all of these things because you don't care. Even as an endgame player, I don't care about seeing all of these. This used to be unskippable. I'm glad they allowed you to change it now. And the reason why I chose DK instead of any other class, because, well, one, I know how to play DK, and two, it's just more like, if you want to know how to learn how to play it, I feel like I actually have an understanding more enough to be able to explain why you should pick some of these skills and are these good early on. Okay, so what do we have early on? We have Slanted Balance. More of a PvP skill. Airstrike is your mobility early on. Ravage Rake is better for Succession than it is for Awakening. Unveiled Dagger is a good opener that gives you attack speed, so it's like you open with this one and then there's everything else for now. Oh yeah, we don't have Twilight Dash, we're just running slowly. There was something I had to do. That's not over there. I thought I talked to that. Learn more about the ancients. I swear I talked to that thing. Alright. Bro. Okay. This is supposed to talk to him? I talked to the mural instead. Okay. So in your hotbar, what you don't really want is you could get rid of the smoky haze off the bar because you just mostly just hold shift and that will take you to wherever. We'll set up our quick slots and cooldowns a little bit later once we actually have it unlocked. But as of right now, all you need to know is shift movement and hold F for your attack buff. So yeah, especially early on, the quests you want to do are probably inventory expansions, and then there's probably some with like pets that you can get. I think those are like once per family. So I've already done it, but you guys can do that as well. I'm actually curious. Oh, so you get more coins. So this is actually my second season character since or they made the Evergreen season. So like this was my old one. Where is it? I think it was my shy. So yeah, I got the extra coins. So I personally, as a new player, these might be worth it for you buying the season pass, but like for an endgame player myself, like what are you really getting? Like these don't matter. An 80 stack is nice, but like, is it worth like $30 to get half of these early on? The answer is like no. So yeah, fun stuff. But either way, I plan on recording like every step of my journey on the season character, and hopefully you guys are learning everything and you find it interesting. So early on, not really much to do, just like hit F and left click everything. You could airstrike into enemies, whatever. Slanted balance to range it. Keep trying to Wheel of Fortune things when I don't have it. So I guess your beginning things, you're gonna be hitting F a lot as your early skills, because airstrike is your mobility early on, as well as unveiled dagger. So these are like F and then up F to move, and then down LMB is your slanted, and then ravage rake is just kind of this. But it feels better when you're doing it in succession more than early on. So one thing I would recommend early on for all of you who are just leveling up is buy a simple cron meal. What you would do is just go type cron and then buy a simple cron meal. They're pretty cheap. The reason why you would get this is because it gives you XP and an extra AP against monsters. The AP against monsters early on, pretty irrelevant. You don't need it, but you're getting the XP early on, and they're pretty decent, to the point where it's like if you can always buy it. You could, especially on day one, so it's not a big deal, and just pop one of these. So even as a beginner, I would actually just recommend it. And back in the day, you like millions of silver would be a lot for a beginner, but nowadays it's something you can do in 5 minutes probably. Okay, so we got kill more stuff. Got it. So remember, F, get your buffs early on. Slanted balance to range attack, and then airstrike into it. I really wish they would basically revamp Dark Knight early on, because some classes have like easier things to get early on, like Wheel of Fortune, and these are more like slanted balance isn't bad. It's just, it feels like it's more of a PvP ability early on, but it's not like you don't use it. It's just one of those weird ones that I feel like could be changed. And then season gift exchange. Oh, cool. Also, yeah, I apologize if I sound funny. It's really just because still recovering from being sick. It's been like a week and a half now. The worst thing about this as a content creator is like my voice sounds funny, it can't talk, and yeah, it's just awful. So I'll try to mute as much as I can when I have to. Okay, so what are we gonna do when it comes to horses? For the sake of time, I'm going to use a horse that I already have, which is going to be a higher tier than most people have. However, if you started playing when like the summer thing happened, they gave everyone a tier 9 horse with like maxed out skills. So it's kind of the same. But for everyone else, don't worry, I'll explain what to do. Learn via skills. Okay. So this is something you guys can do early on as well. There's going to be a quest. I don't think I could show it because it's like family, but somewhere in your suggested, there'll be a thing where you can start earning artifacts. And what you would want to do is, I think it gives you one by default. So it's like extra AP for like PvE. So what you're going to want to do to level up early on is get the ones like extra AP against monsters that'll help you clear faster, as well as put in light stones with combat XP. So what you're going to want to do for that early on is go to the wind, because those are blue, and then here under lightstone to combat, these are actually very cheap. Even as a beginner, you can get these very easily. And the reason why you want to is they give 25% XP, and you can have 4 of them. And then when you have 4 of them, it gives you like the 100 from each of them, like 25 times 4. Plus the set effect by having 4 of them gives you another 300%. So having that is already a 400% XP bonus, and it's very cheap and easy to get. So beginners, you should get that. And then as for, this is something that I hesitate to tell people, but as a beginner, you could use something like this. Ignore the Gearins tier and ignore like all these. But like basically what all these do is they just give you more XP, and the more seasons you play, the more of these crystals you get. So I think you get at least 2 to 4 every season. And so even as a beginner, you'll be able to get this as well. And so don't worry if you don't have the corner spots or Gearins, it's irrelevant, because all of this is mostly just you're using it for the XP. Anything else is a bonus. And so especially if you don't have a Gearins tier, it's not a big deal. Just add another crystal. And yeah, you just get them by playing seasons, and 0 pay to win. You just won't have as many as I do for a little bit, but either way, like on day 1, you could probably get like at least 4 of them if you wanted to. Let's see, what pathway am I going to be doing this time? So this little number tells you how many times you completed it, and does it really matter? No, I just choose this one because I don't know. I've done them both. So as a new player, you're probably wondering, okay, so let's say I don't know NPC names. What do? You click this button right here, and it'll just like auto path you to the NPC. So that way you'll never get lost. Sometimes I still do it as well, so it's not like whatever. Okay, cool. Dusk is an ability that allows you to move like that, like shift, L, and directional. That's Dusk. Eventually, you're going to get a skill called Chain Dusk, and it allows you to flow multiple, and it'll just overall better mobility. So don't worry about, like, if you don't have the same buffs I do, it's not really a big deal. Oh, a title for actually doing this. Wow. Defeat Fox. Wow. What title do I want? I actually like this one. This one was from the Compass, and that was one of the reasons why I actually grinded that dumb Compass out, like 600 hours. Mostly for the title, but for the house furnishing as well. Okay, meet with the soldier who survived Red Nose assault. Ask the soldier about Red Nose. Oh boy. When do we get Wheel of Fortune? Level 26. Oh boy. Okay, it's fine. Hey, one day we might actually get 10,000 quests done. Holy. You know, it's like, I don't really mind questing in video games, but there's something about BDO questing that I'm just like, do I have to? Like, for example, I've played games like World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, and a few other MMOs where story is really, like, important. But there's just something about this game where story, I like literally tried following the storyline in this game, and there's just something about it. Like, I did unironically like Kama Sylvia one and a few others like the later on, but early on the story just did not click with me. All right, so when do we get our important skills? Pervasive is a good one, but it's a flow that you get later on with enforcement, so at 21. Let's see, when do we get like the other ones that matter? I don't know. So, dang, that sucks. Someone's wagon just stopped. So right now, this quest is going to be teaching you like the basics of simple life skilling. So this one, you hit your L button if you're on PC, and then you go to like simple heating, then you heat this up and hit start button. So it tells you right here, but you're going to be using this a lot in the game, especially once you get to the end game. So just probably pay attention to this early on. All right. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the beginner seasonal thing, and it's more of just a learning experience for, I guess, people who are just trying to get into the game. And I want to try to make this more or less beginner friendly. Open your inventory, drink the potion. I will say, doing this dumb fight on a DK, unless they nerfed it, is actually kind of annoying. Like, I don't mind challenges in games, but this is like, if you're trying to get people into the game, just giving them like slap in the face is probably not the right way to go about it. Oh my god. I remember doing this on Shy, and then it was actually so easy on Shy. But when you only have like 3 abilities, I guess just make sure your attack buff is up, and then remember what we talked about, your Dusk and everything early on. Stay behind him as much as you can, get the crits. Try to do your Ravage Rake as much as possible. Get out of red. You hold your Q button, it puts a block up for like you getting 12 DP. So that's what we call a Q buff, and it's just your forward defensive. So you see the guard right here, that the blue shield is forward guard. Where are you going, buddy? So now he's enraged. Donut bad. So yeah, your attack speed is probably going to be like mega slow. I love this game. Getting stuck in here. Fun. Yay, we did it. They all showed up after it died. Standard video game behavior. Now we go into the main town that you first go to, called Velia. There's nothing really important worth putting on your bars just yet. The only thing that I would actually start watching your timers on is probably Unveiled, Airstrike, and Slanted Balance. As a beginner, these are very good cooldown timers to start watching, because you're going to need them a lot, whether you're PvPing or PvEing later on. So it's good to start getting into the habit of watching your timers for that one. This is unskippable, by the way. Otherwise, we would have skipped it. Look at all those tier 9 horses. The Pegasus is probably the best of the 3 tier 9 horses, and it just allows you to get from point A to B generally faster. Obviously, you take shortcuts by jumping off mountains and everything, but I think overall, like, doesn't really matter. Okay, so what you're going to be doing here is talking to Aliston. What's going to happen is he's going to give you 2 options. I believe you have to do the main story quest 1 time, at least on your account, to get the simplified version. What this one does is it allows you to basically skip the main story, but you don't get the credit for doing that. And by doing this one, it's just basically saying, have you done this before? And you just don't have to do it. You just go grind and do everything yourself. And I figured if most people want to just learn how to do Dark Knight questing and doing the story is not how you learn it. Well, I guess it is, but if you want to learn from me, we're not doing the story. You ran out of HP potions. Please replenish your stock. No, I don't think I will. So we talked to Fugar, the seasonal dude. He's the guy you go to for all your seasonal problems. I'm not 100% sure because they changed it up over time, and it feels different. So it's like we have the extra season things. So I've played basically every season that came out since, well, I guess this is, dang, it's almost been 4 years since season came out. Holy, that's a lot of years of seasonals. Yikes, dude. It's okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, so my recommendations for all of you who are actually beginners. If you are picking out rewards for the first time, here's how it goes. You get one accessory from each of them. I would always go for the Pen Kaposha belt, or not belt, necklace first, because that gives you the most AP, which will allow you to grind higher end spots and everything. So it's 2021 season, followed by either the belt or the ring, because those are 17 AP each. And so that is the next highest. And then the last one you should get is the Kaposha earring, because that is the least AP, but it gives them DP as well. So either way, if you're doing this for the first time, your goal is to get the necklace first, followed by belt and ring, and then the earring last, and then everything else is just fail stacks, which a beginner does not need early on. Okay, so we're gonna actually, I know some of you guys may say this is cheating. I don't care. We're gonna get from point A to B faster, and it means less editing for me. So we're in town right now, and we have to go talk to the Black Spirit, and you get an inventory slot. Cool. And then you got your books. You start these. Very good. Then our goal is to get to level 20. So what you would do as a beginner is basically talk to all the people in town, get the knowledge. This is your storage. You put all your stuff in here. By this point, as a beginner, you probably have 5 mil just from crest rewards. Easy, right? So here's what I would get to start your journey off pretty easily. Ignore most of this. You might actually need them as a beginner, but not for me. Okay, so things that I would recommend for all of you. I'm gonna try not to use too many of these. I'm gonna use what's given to me and things you can buy at a relatively cheap level. So something I would recommend. Okay, so we're at the market board. Here is what I would recommend for all of you guys. So obviously the cron meals is the one thing I told you guys to get early on. Simple one for PvE leveling up fast. Let's say I have about 10 million silver at this point, right? I would use let's see, what are some cheap ones? I think it's not a frenzy. These frenzies are actually really rough right now. I would say use a beast draft, but those are like 15 or 20 minutes for 2.7 mil. I struggle to tell you guys to use that early on, so I'm just not going to use it. And I'm going to use some XP scrolls just because they kind of give these out as season rewards, and then like you get them like right here, for example, you get loot scrolls and then more like stuff from just leveling up. So I'll be using them because you get them from seasons, and then you just get them eventually. Also, another thing you get from just logging in, or every day you get a combat reward, which is another 100%. And that is something that you guys can use every day. So that's something that I think I'll use as well. Let me see. How does the flute whistle thing work? Okay, so if you are a new season character, you should have, once you get to level 18, you get a tier 8 horse with instant excel and essence and excel sideways. Okay, so as a beginner, it's fine. You have a tier 8 horse, and then if you buy the thing, you get a horse whistle. That's fine. So let me... Alright, let's... 15 days? Sure. Okay, so here's what I would do early on. And... let's see. So early on, you could go to Castle Ruins. I want to actually try something new that this is still part of the rotation, but you don't do it like early on. It might just be a little bit later. But for me, because I think I know what I'm doing, I want to try something new. And I think you guys can follow along as well. So keep in mind, I'm using all this gear that I got is something you guys can get too. And it's also something like all this gear is seasonal. Minus the artifacts, which I think you can get on seasonal as well. So it's not like I'm doing anything out of the ordinary. All this gear is stuff I've gotten from quest rewards. The only thing I'm doing is using a horse that's just taking me from point A to B faster. That's all it is. So I will admit that as a new player, you don't really know where you're going because, like, I think my understanding is you have to discover the map for the first time as well. So I would, like, if this is your first time, just do the quest. Like, it doesn't matter. When you see enemies around, they have different colored name tags, like if it's red or purple or something. That just shows how difficult they are, and ultimately it's whatever. It just means you might not have enough accuracy early on. However, Dark Knights do have an additional accuracy bonus just by class bonuses. And so, like, ideally, we should be able to go into higher end spots early on. And so that's just one thing that we can do that others maybe can't. But we'll see. Let's test all this out. Still using all the same gear that everyone else is. The buff I got right here for an hour is just 100 HP. I don't even think it'll matter. I just have it. Okay, so usually this spot we're at is for level 23 to 26. If you don't think you can do it or you don't have enough AP, just go to Castle Ruins by this point and then just stay there till like 25 or something, and then it's not too bad. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use like a 500 skull. What I'm going to do is just use these because they give these out like candy. I'm going to pop the daily login, and I think that's it. Oh yeah, one thing you get from seasons. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay. So we can do it. It's just like a little bit more difficult. So easy tier 8. Let's go. It's dark. Can't see. So you see how they have a purple name tag on them? It just means that like these are supposedly harder enemies than you're ready for. But if you think you're struggling, what you do is just don't come here early on. I gave you a recommendation of what to do early, and you should be fine. Okay, so we got Smoky Haze early on. Another skill that we just got was Obsidian Ashes, which is your Shift E, and comma slash and enforcement. These are very important. Comma slash is you hold this down, it charges, and then you just swing it. Enforcement, you can combo with your unveiled dagger. So this is F, right? And then you down R and B. So like F and then down, combo it into enforcement. Later on, you'll get the flow. And then Obsidian Ashes is good for pulling enemies early on. And so like it's one of your ranged attacks. So let's see. Okay, I'll just show it to you here. You see those two enemies? Let me see. Are they going to run away? Shift E. And then hold your comma slash. And get that. Okay, cool. Right? It's kind of dark. I know. Got a fishing rod, boys. Let's go. Comma slash is actually a very strong skill to use early on. Down here we got the flow, and then we got comma slash. So it's definitely something when you group up a lot of enemies, you could either shift E, and then you're good with that. Obsidian Ashes. We just unlocked Corrupt Ground, which is your shift Q, and basically this is an AoE. So you see all these enemies here, you just shift Q, and then we just AoE'd them down. So what did we just unlocked Wheel of Fortune right now. This is going to be one of your best AoEs and like the thing that you keep on grinding with. So what I would recommend all of you guys doing is hotbarring it, and it's just shift F, but making sure you can watch your timer on it is actually a very important thing. So at this point we have a few skills to work with. We have a Wheel of Fortune, which is probably going to be your main ability that you're going to be using to basically grind, and in succession the AoE gets a lot bigger. And now we have like your AoE over here, pulling ability, Obsidian Ashes, AoE, true damage, which is your comma slash, and then you frontal it and you can also move. And then enforcement and the flow, which you can combo in nowadays with Ravage Frake. I know that's a lot of information that I just said, but like here's how it works. You hit F, and then you down F into down R and B into enforcement and flow it by holding R and B. So it's like F, down R and B, and then you hold that. Oh yeah, also one thing you should do is lock evasion as DK, because you don't want to roll. I'm just turning on the light. It's not a big deal. So we're level 29 right now by basically just playing the game, just running around in circles, killing things. Not a big deal. Shift E, pull things together. I know it's really dark. Maybe that wasn't the smartest idea, but it is what it is. Dark and stormy as well. So now we're just at this point, you're level 30, you're just like learning rotations and learning your skills once again. So things I would open with: Wheel of Fortune, followed, or actually you hit your F to get the 10-second attack speed buff, followed by Wheel of Fortune. If there's a lot of enemies over here, what you kind of want to do is hold your comma slash, shift E, Obsidian Ashes, and then it's not really in any particular order. It's just learn your skills. Okay, so we're level 32 now. Let's talk to the Black Spirit. Cool, we got some items. Use our inventory. Get all this. Upgrade some gear. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is try to get Naru weapons. So we want to get to level 35. Now we have more AP by Naru stuff. And I don't actually remember, so I should be level 35 to get to the next one. Let's do another circle. And Darkness Burst is kind of you don't really use it. It's more just like a filler skill. Spirit Combustion is passive stats. Every class has some passive stats. This is just what it's called for DK. If you don't really know what you're doing, just Wheel of Fortune everything and then Shift E. Ravage Rake is a good ability. It's just you don't use it as much in Awakening, but it is one of your main damage as Succession. So almost level 35. I'm just kind of waiting until we get the Naru stuff. Like, let's see. Level 25. Or no, 35. And then here the spot is 23 to 26, so clearly we're over leveled. We also have a weekend bonus, so let's talk to the Black Spirit once again. Bro, what the heck? So this next one, I believe, is just getting to level 40. We should have a lot of duo Naru. Trying to figure out when do we get the Naru weapons? Okay, so at level 40, what you could do is go down here. Let me go to Heidel again just to double check. But I'm pretty sure if you talk to Fugar, you can exchange for Naru weapons. Oh my god, dude. Let me just swap channels. It's like actually dark. Like, it'll still be nighttime, but it's not like stormy plus nighttime extra dark. Fun fact, did you know when it's raining, your AP is supposed to go down? That's been broken for like the past few years, and I just hope they never fix it. It's supposed to be an actual feature, but it's been broken. Okay, cool. It's just nighttime now without the storm, so you guys can actually see something. That's good. I actually hate how the unicorn has that ability. Like, obviously it's good, but at the same time, it's like, why can't we just have like the dash down like the tier 9 Pegasus has? The only thing we get as like unicorns, you can run on water. Cool. Okay, so let me just talk to Fugar and see if he has anything for us. All right, let's see. Main weapon box. Cool. Sub weapon. Let's do a little bit of enhancing. Main weapon. Up to +7 is 100% for weapons, that is, and after that. Why couldn't it just have gone to pen? Oh, we got another 100. Let's go. Our goal is to basically get to Vala as fast as possible. Oh, we got one of these already. Okay. So all of these stones that we got are literally the ones we've gotten. No secret tricks to it. You guys should have the exact same amount I do right now. Please just go to pen. I also do kind of hate how this does not prepare you for the real game. Dude, just go pen. Oh my god. Thank god. Holy. When it comes to enhancing armors, you only get up to +5 for free. After that, it's same as usual. Enhance Naru armor to +3 or higher, then equip it. Here's what you do if you mess that up. I believe what you have to do is Naru armor +3 or higher and then equip it. I think you just have to talk to, who is it? Oh yeah, wait, you talk to your black spirit first and say you've done it. Okay, there you go. Reach level 40 on a seasonal. So by this point, you guys should be, if you're following along with me, bless. For all the people out there who say they actually run out of durability on Naru gear, you're just unlucky. I'm sorry to hear that. Never had that happen. I've gotten very close though. Let's go. 10. Or we could just straight up downgrade from Tet to Pry on Naru. Fun game. Okay, cool. I'm gonna be the next Reddit meme. Nice, nice. Always wanted that to happen. I'm absolutely kidding. Okay, so we are at 129 AP, 114 DP. That's kind of funny, actually. It is what it is. What I usually do from here is go to Marnie's lab. Do I like doing this? Not really, because it's actually one of the places that's like an annoying grind spot, but it's pretty fast. And if you think you're too low level to do it, another spot you can go to is Mascal Forest, because this one is pretty straightforward. But if you want to level up like as fast as possible, solo, that is, without like getting leeched at like Gyfin or something, then might want to just trust me on this one. If you have a guildies that could just power level you, you could do that, but if you're actually just trying to learn the class, it is actually good to actually level up yourself and like learn what the skills do. So that's one thing. So I guess while we auto path, let's look at our skills. Let me teach you how to use them. Airstrike, flow, you just hold it and then it does a second one. It's very important to use. I taught you guys the combo of Unveiled Dagger into Enforcement into the flow. Later you'll get the ultimate. Comma Slash is a good one with true damage. Wheel of Fortune is going to be your main, like, not spammable, but it's like one of your main AoEs. Obsidian Ashes is your pull. Lunacy of Vidir is one you kind of want to keep on your bar as well. Because it's also a big AoE that does a lot of damage. Shadow Bullet is one of those weird skills that, like, it's like you toss out a marble and hit someone with it. It's not a lot of damage, kind of clunky to use, but it's something Dark Knight has. Okay. So, getting to level 40 here should be very easy. What you're going to want to do is go up this little hill right here, kill the chimeras, take everything I taught you. We're a DK, we have higher accuracy than some other classes, so we're able to actually do things a little bit earlier. So, like, for example, this Marnie's lab is 40 to 43. We're going here at 35 and doing just fine. I've done this on basically I've tested this on like every class in the game. Some classes struggle with doing this a little bit more than others. Like, you can do it no matter what, but some classes just have more accuracy, which allows you to do this earlier on. And some classes probably just need another elixir or two to get in. If I wanted to stack more XP buffs, I could have, but for the sake of just teaching people how to do this early on. Ultimate Stinger is your F and then hold F again. Enforcement behind you. Enforcement actually does a lot of damage. It's one of those things you want to start learning or putting into your rotation early on. We should be getting Spirit Legacy at levels. Never mind, that's 60. Okay, never mind. Wait, that's Prime. Don't we get a regular one? I guess for 56. Cool, we made it to level 40. I love getting one Blackstone from all these rewards. Isn't that fun? You know how outdated this is? So if you've been following along with things that I've done, I guess you could be, I don't know, more or less geared than I am with all these stones. We'll be enhancing a little bit more in a second. Let me just get back to my horse. Oh my god, okay, let me just kill one more thing. Get that extra like 2%. Yoink. We got Chain Dusk now. That's nice. Okay, let's do some enhancing for gear. It doesn't matter if you have like a 0 stack, a 1. I'm not 100% sure on Awakening. I believe for Awakening weapon at level 56, it just gives you like a Pry to Bala and you just go ham on that one. So here's where we're at. 330 gear score. That's fun. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Do I have anything? No. So what we could do now, a little bit earlier, is we can go to Lake Kaya or to Catfishman Camp. What I would recommend is going... I guess you can go down here, down to the South Pier. That's also fine. But trust me when I say we're at level 42 right now. We're about to zoom in to level 50 real quick. You could stay there till 51. It is what it is. Do whatever you want. But we'll go to Madaya or Polly's later. Maybe in another episode, not now. But... it'll just be like super easy to do. So far, hopefully you guys have been following along, and I did my best to try to explain like a lot of the skills and what they do and why you should do them, and easy to get buffs that you guys can use as well early on. So either way, very easy. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're actually on the thing. We can run on water. Where do I park my horse? I forget I could do that because I don't actually use unicorn that much. So if things look like it's difficult, you'll be fine. You're a DK. You can do these things early on. You can do it on most classes early on as well. Getting your Wheel of Fortune leveled up really quickly is a very good thing. It just means more damage. Reach level 50 on the seasonal. Excellent. You know what we're gonna do? When we get 100 coins, I'm not sure if you can get the other ones, like the one exchange for family, because I've gotten one of them already, but if I have to, I want to look at what the if I can get another mythical sensor, that's good, but if not, I'll probably get the exchange or the accessories. Aside from that, we'll take a look later, but if I could get another mythical sensor, that'd be kind of nice. That's a free tier 10 attempt, but I already got one. Main weapon, passive bonus. Remember how we are like level 42 like 2 minutes ago? This is why we do this. Okay, so here's what happens now. You see the thing on the screen, it's like, okay, you can't get past level 50 yet until you do some like quests. What you do is talk to the Black Spirit, accept this quest, level 50. God, this is so dumb. I love spamming this button. Okay, so when you eat this thingy, basically it tells you you're not a beginner anymore. PvP is enabled. Does that matter? No, it doesn't matter. It means you can get PvP'd on. You can start PvPing. Great. Okay, cool. Let's go look at level 50. Cool, level 50. Holy Tubala. How many do we have? 60? What do we have to do? Alright, let's just get out of here. As a new player, you should probably do the Magnus quest, but you only have to do it once per family, and that's cool. All right, so you got this, got your stuff. If you still don't have full Tuvala yet, here's how we're gonna do it. See this? You get this pry to pen. If it takes me 1,500 stones, something went wrong. You better not hit me. Oh my, this thing followed me. Cool. We are currently full Tuvala Pry, and we have a lot of extra stones left to go. So on seasonals, what you could do is get to level 55, all enhancing. That's a lot of goodies you get there. $500 cronstones. It's kind of a lot. What you're going to want to do eventually is do your weekly quest, and it'll be fine. We'll go to Polly's later, but from level 50, what you're going to want to do is go to Heidel. And then as for beginners, what you're going to want to do is probably go down to like Soldier's Grave This is good for skill points early on, and it's good to get to like level 56 and fast 56. You go down here. So with that said, this video has been over an hour. I want to pause it here. We'll be back with more episodes if you guys enjoy it as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys caught up, and hopefully you guys learned something as well. If you have any questions about Dark Knight, I'm happy to help you guys. We can start putting in add-ons every 2 levels. I don't really bother with it until 60. But ultimately, start putting in any skill points you don't already have. Like, all of these. These are more passive stats that you guys get. Accuracy and crit damage, always nice to have. And I think everything else should just be already unlocked. So yeah, that's about it for now, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Have a fantastic day.